Hey guys, happy Friday. Hallelujah, today is Friday. I made it through the week. So I wanted to come on and make a video. I wanted to make a video for multiple reasons. One, because I'm just in the mood to make a video, but two, because I want to address something that I'm seeing happening in our community. And I want to speak about it because I'm kind of fed up. I keep my mouth shut for the most part, and I try to stay out of most situations. Even sometimes when it affects my friends, I don't want to necessarily put my 2 cents in because I don't want to escalate bad situations that are already escalated. But when I see time and time again, and you're gonna understand what I'm talking about based on obviously the title. So what I want to talk about is when wrongdoers refuse to see that they've done wrong and refuse to accept that they may have done something not so great, and the steps to, instead of maybe playing a victim suddenly, maybe making different choices. I'm tired of what I see happening in the community. And it's not just one person, it's a big one person in our community that this is happening with, but I'm seeing other situations as well with certain types of collectors out there. So it's definitely something I think that is important that we deal with and talk about, because what happens is people start slinging accusations. And that's exactly what I'm seeing happening in the community the last couple of days. So what happens? We're human, guys. We make mistakes. We do things we're not proud of. We sometimes hurt people, and we may not have intended to, but sometimes it happens because we're human. I have hurt people, not trying to hurt people, but I have had certain actions that may have hurt somebody's feelings or said something that may have been hurtful in some way over the years. It's part of being human. It's part of a growing process as a human being in life. That's the goal. We learn from our experiences. But what bothers me about what I see is that we have certain channels and certain collectors in our community that can dish it out, and they can sling different things, nasty statements, false statements, like doing things that actually hurt people's credibility, hurting them, period. Like, let's face it, there's some hurtful things that happen in our community. And I try not to partake in any of it. I try to steer clear of it. I don't watch certain people's channels. But what happens is that those people like to post all over social media. So let's throw it on Instagram, let's throw it on Facebook, responses. Responses that are always, my friends tell me things, they share things with me because that's what we do. We share things that bother us. We share things that come up that are just ridiculous. So eventually I end up seeing some of this stuff, whether I want to or not. And I'm going to change her while I'm talking, by the way. And what bothers me is that, okay, so say you do something wrong. Because we've all been there. Let's face it, we've all done things that might not have been the nicest. Okay? And then we're called out on it. So, one, if you put your opinions and your nasty, slinging, mud type of behavior out on social media, people are going to call you out for it. We put ourselves out there, guess what? If you can dish it out to people and criticize people and go after people, then you need to be able to take that back in return. And what happens is these particular people don't know how to take any constructive criticism. They don't take the information and do the right things with it. So if you do something wrong and someone points it out, you have a choice, right? Let's think about this. You have a couple different paths you can take. You can take in what people are telling you, take it to heart, maybe look inward and say, wow, maybe it is something I've done and I didn't realize I did that. You have the opportunity to grow from it. You have an opportunity to make things right by taking it in and responding in a specific way. So you can take the good path, take it as constructive criticism, try to make amends, maybe reach out to those you've hurt and apologize. And maybe it was a misunderstanding. Maybe it was that you didn't mean it to come off that way, but that's how the person perceived it. Because let's face it, it happened to all of us. It's happened to me. Or you can go the exact opposite direction and you can dig your heels in and insist that you are correct, that you did nothing wrong, that you, in fact, yourself are being bullied by the people that you've been lashing out and attacking. You can go two very different directions. And what saddens me is the fact that every time one particular person is given the opportunity to make amends and maybe do the right thing and make things right with other people that she has hurt, she chooses to sink her heels in. And that's exactly what's happening right now. It's suddenly, let's point the finger in the other direction and call out other people for, we must be the bullies because we're standing up for what's right and for our friends that get hurt. You know what? I can take a lot. Most of the time it doesn't even bother me, and I don't bat an eyelash at the attacks that come my way. It's just something I've learned to get used to. Because if I let everything bother me, I would be a mess because I get picked at all the time. It's just, it is what it is. It's part of putting myself out on YouTube. It's part of putting my dolls up on Facebook. It's part of just being on social media. It kind of comes with the territory. So I've accepted that that's part of it. But what I have a problem with is when my friends get hurt. Like I can withstand a lot. You can attack me, throw it at me. I don't care. I don't care what people think about me. But when I see my friends hurting, and even when given the opportunity and several people reach out to this person and they still choose to just throw it back at everybody else, like, I don't know, people are just too sensitive, yada, yada, yada. This is not how it is. And sink your heels in and be stubborn instead of growing from the situation. That seems like the obvious. That's the right choice. That's what I don't understand. It bothers me, which is why I'm speaking out about it. Listen, as a community, we all have different opinions. We do. We're all very opinionated people. As doll collectors, as women, as men, all of us we come from different backgrounds. We have different belief systems. We have different likes and dislikes when it concerns our dolls. But there's kind of a line there that doesn't really need to be crossed in social media, like attacking somebody or constantly picking people apart. Like, you really got to be scrutinizing someone's video, a lot of people's videos, to be able to pick apart what someone is saying that was said in innocence. Like things of that nature, like watching people's videos and then taking screenshots of them and sharing them and going after them and picking at them and making, calling people names. Like, are we children? And then when someone's called out, they lash out again. If you're going to put yourself out there in social media, guys, and this is for everybody out there, you've got to be willing to take it. If you can dish it and you have opinions out there and you're putting it out there, people are going to have opinions they're going to give you back. We're not always going to hear what we like. People put all sorts of crazy stuff as comments on my videos, saying that we're crazy, that we're this, that we're that, my doll is ugly, this and that. You got to take the good with the bad. It's not always going to be good when you put yourself out there and literally to the world, because that's what we're doing when we make videos. We put ourselves out there. So, we got to be able to take it, but we can be nice about the way we deliver things. We can have an opinion, and I'm fine with somebody having a different opinion than me. It's all how you come across. One, you don't ever have to attack somebody. You don't ever have to go after them. Even if you have an opinion or you have something to say, you can say it in a nice way. It is all about the delivery. And anybody that's ever been in any type of job where you have to work with other people, you can't just say the first thing that comes off at the tip of your tongue, or else you won't be employed very long. You can have your thoughts, but you think about it, you process it, and then you filter in a way and you deliver it in a way that is acceptable, that might be constructive, or, there's many ways to look at this. But that's how you should be viewing everything you do in life. I mean, people always tell you, and I grew up with this statement, do unto others as you would have done to you. I still believe in that, and I think that it's important for people to remember that when they're putting comments up or when they're making a video and they want to be mean and hurtful and they don't know someone else's circumstances. It's all in the delivery. And then if you do something that hurts somebody, make it right. Take the opportunity and learn from it. Learn from it, and we can be a happier community because of it. We don't want to have this divide. We don't want to have this constant back and forth with specific certain YouTube and doll collectors. Like, we would like peace. I know I speak for many of my friends. I don't like to speak for people, but I know I've had this conversation. None of us want to have this back and forth and this constant being attacked. We want to be a fun, happy community. The problem is that when you have someone that just refuses to want to be like that and just happens to pick everything apart and finds the negative in everything instead of finding anything positive or trying to make amends when they do wrong, that's when this sort of thing happens. Like, people have told me, just try to ignore. I ignore. Just try to reach out and extend the olive branch. I've done that. All I have gotten in return when I reach out to one specific, is I get hatred in return. Hatred, mean, nasty, awful, awful things. So there's only so much you can do. You can't make a person, okay, here's a good reference. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Which means if a person doesn't want to be remorseful when they've hurt somebody and they refuse to be able to see their part in it, you can't make them. There's no reasoning with that. I firmly believe that there's just no reasoning in that. That person's never going to see your side, because if they did, they would have seen that they've done something wrong and maybe apologized or maybe reached out and done the right thing. But unfortunately, that's not ever been the case, especially with this specific person. So it's sad to me. It's not surprising by any means, but it is sad that, some people just can't be happy themselves. They can't be happy for other people. And certainly can't have self-reflection on themselves. That's the worst part of it. Like, we'd all love to get along. That's our goal. I mean, I love everybody in this community. And I have no hatred, not even for the people that have been nasty to me. I have no hatred for them, because they're human beings. Am I sad about it? Yeah, it saddens me that we can't all get along and just have fun, and it becomes something that it was never meant to be. That part that saddens me. But I've gotten to a point where you can only care so much and then you give up. And that's kind of the point where I'm at right now. I'm just kind of over it. But I will not continue to see my friends get hurt. I will not let them be the blame for someone who has done wrong. I won't do it. And you know what? I'm not perfect. I make a lot of mistakes. I have hurt people in the past. But I have done my best and tried my best to always make amends if I've hurt somebody. I am not too proud to apologize for any bad behavior I may have. And if I make a mistake, I own it. You have to own what you are. But don't play like you're a victim when you're the one that's actually started this whole mess in our community. Learn from it. Like, there's always this hope in the back of my mind that we can all get along. There's a hope there. Whether we will or not, who knows? It kind of depends on people being willing to want to get along, I suppose. And there are some that I think feed off of the negativity, feed off of the behavior, because I think it brings them views to their channel. So that's why you see constant turmoil, constant drama. I'm happy if I have less viewers and less subscribers and keep my channel happy, fun, about dolls. I'm fine with that. I don't need subscribers if it's drama. I just don't want it. Have no need for it. Have no urge for it either. And gosh, my best advice to anybody out there coming into this, or if you've been here a while, if you've had strife with someone, if you've hurt somebody, and you maybe have been a little shady, maybe a little shady, because we can all be a little shady, guys. It's in us. We're human. But if you've hurt somebody, try to make it right. Learn from it. You might become very good friends with someone you maybe had an issue with in the past. You never know. It's happened to me. Believe me, it can happen with any situation. You just have to be open to it. You just got to communicate. But shutting people down and then, you know, just only communicating through attacking videos is just not the way to go. It's just not the right choice. There's paths you can take. That's not the right one, I'm thinking. I strongly believe that. But that's how I feel about it. I had to speak up because it's bothering me. You know, there are a lot of beautiful people in our social media doll groups. And I love them all. I love you all out there. I would like us to all get along and it just be easy. It can be about the love of babies because that's what it is for me. Speaking of, here is little Parker. How cute is she? She is in this really sweet sleeper by Jacqueline. Big surprise, I know. And it's got little raspberries all over it. It's from their new collection. And it's got this pretty petal neck collar. And what they've done now with their latest sleepers is they've hidden the buttons. The snappers, poppers, snaps. People in different places in the world call them different things. I know people in the UK call them poppers, which I love. But they've hidden it. They've hidden all of the snaps, and then they just show this really pretty metal snap, which I'm a fan of, which you guys can't even see. Just so you guys can see it. They've been putting those on all of their different outfits lately, those snaps. They're very classy looking. I don't know why I like them so much, but I just think they're really cute. So if you're looking for a cute little sleeper, this is from their new line. Check them out. Like I said, I'm all about the Jacqueline. You guys should not be surprised by this, but that's what she's wearing. I took the Jacqueline sleeper off of her and put her in another. And the pink thing, in case you missed my explanation on what it was in a previous video, that is the owlet monitor. I have the sock for it's for a prop only. I don't have the actual system that would hook up to check the baby's heart rate and their breathing and all of that. But I think it's a fun little prop, and it just looks cute when they're wearing a little sleeper because I just think it looks cute. But there's Parker. She's so precious, you guys. I love her. I love this baby. She's just beautiful. And I'm just going to leave this little striped pattern. I might change it, but I like this on her, and it doesn't really go, but I don't really care. That's a first, right? Usually I always care. But yeah, so those are my thoughts. I just kind of had to put it out there. Like I said, I don't normally speak about these things, but I've seen my friends being hurt lately, and it just upsets me. So, and then I see the culprit that's upsetting everybody throwing nonsense out there on social media, and I'm pretty much over it, guys. Pretty much over it. You know, if we do wrong, let's own it. Let's make it right. That's called, you know, being a good person. You know, let's not continue to make people feel bad. It's just silly. It's not necessary. But anyways, off my soapbox. Here is Parker. I'm going to enjoy some time with her. I'm glad it's Friday. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And let me show you real quick. Look at her. And this is a 1 month size, guys. 1 month size. Fits her really well. But there's the little, if you want to call it a popper. But I love the petal neck collars on these. I think they're just so cute. See, this doesn't match, but that's okay. So there she is for the day, guys. Happy Friday again. I hope you all enjoy the last day of the week. And Parker and I will see you all soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.